good? What's good? Welcome to the Epic Entertainment Critics. I am Antoine. So, about to do this movie review on Glass. I saw it over the weekend. Been waiting on this movie to come out ever since I saw the trailer. This is the third installment of a trilogy that M KnIght Shyamalan started like in 2000 with Unbreakable, and he just did a split like in 2016, I believe, maybe 17. The split, and then I'll kind of break down what all those movies was, and this is the third installment on this movie. But before I get all the way into the review, let's take a look at the trailer. It's a new thing I'm doing, trying to just look at the trailer before I watch the movie. So here's the trailer for Glass.
It's amazing to me. It is simply extraordinary. Maybe this will all make sense if I explain who I am. My name is Dr. Ellie Staple, and I'm a psychiatrist. My work concerns a particular type of delusion of grandeur. It's a growing field. I specialize in those individuals who believe they are superheroes.
Good for you.
The three of you've convinced yourselves you have extraordinary gifts like something out of a comic book. David Dunn, the only person to survive that train wreck all those years ago. What do you do?
I'm in security.
You think you have superpowers?
It's a feeling. Vision. I have to touch them.
You believe you are a protector.
My name's Patricia.
I have no question there are 24 identities
I'm Mary Reynolds. Por favor, senor, we almost got you, bro.
that live in that body with you.
The beast is coming any minute now for you guys.
But what I am questioning is your belief that you are something more than human.
And yet, it is true. My bones break easily. I've had 94 breaks in my life.
But you have an extraordinary IQ.
This is not a cartoon. This is the real world.
No way.
And yet, some of us still don't die with bullets. Some of us can still bend steel. I've been waiting for the world to see that we exist. May I meet the beast? I hope for your sake that he likes it. That sounds like the bad guys teaming up. A lot of people are going to die. Don't do this. Are you ready?
The Horde.
What do we call you, sir? First name, Mr. Last name, Glass.
Okay, all right. That's trailer for Mr. Glass. Oh, sorry, just Glass. So, all right, Glass. It's like I said, this is the third installment in the M KnIght Shyamalan universe. And as you can see in the first movie, Unbreakable, it was kind of showing Bruce Willis' character. It was showing his powers. He's supposed to be unbreakable, or indestructible and super strong or whatever. And it also showed that Samuel Jackson is this genius level person that was, I guess, he didn't mind doing bad stuff. I don't know how to put that, but anyway, it was the twist in the Unbreakable was that all the accidents that was happening, Samuel Jackson character actually caused those accidents so he can find somebody with superpowers. That was the whole twist at the end, and so that makes him an evil villain, and that makes Bruce Willis, the hero. And that was that movie. Basically, it was in the real world. It was trying to break down, fairy tale, comic book, science fiction, but it tried to put it in the real world. So then you had Split, which was a movie about a man with multiple personalities. And then one of the twists in that movie was it just seemed like a psychological thriller. He kidnapped girls and he was, they had to get away. But then the twist in that movie was it seems that he had different abilities for every personality that he had. Where they kind of showed a little bit in the trailer where he had another personality spoke perfect Spanish or whatever. So things like that, where he had one personality called the Beast, and he was real super strong and could climb up walls and stuff. And they was like, that's because, his powers is whatever personality take, he can get their power. He can get their energy or whatever, their strength. So, of course, at the end of that movie, Bruce Willis' character show up and say, I need to catch this guy. And it was like the end because he got away. So this is where the movie pick up. Bruce Willis is a security. He has a security company. And he's working with his son from Unbreakable, which is played by the same actor. Where his son is basically, he's on a computer. He's the guy in the chair. He's looking for clues on the internet and stuff like that. And Bruce Willis go out at night and help people or whatever. And they come up with these different names for him. They call him the overseer is the one that's supposed to stuck, but they call him the tiptoe man, the poncho guy, because he always wear a green poncho. It's like, why? What's the point? And it's so funny. The reason why he wore the poncho is because he worked at on the original. He was a security at a stadium, and like a football stadium or something. And he used to wear the poncho because it was raining, and stadiums are outside, so it was just raining. He had that poncho on when he had helped somebody, so that became his outfit, the green poncho. So anyway, Split character, his real name was Kevin Crumb. What was his, with the Beast, James McAvoy character, he was still at large. So that's what kind of where this movie at, where Bruce Willis' character is out trying to hunt him down. They know he's in this city because he has more victims. So it's a little time gap between Split and this, and in between this and Split, he had claimed more victims. So Bruce Willis is hunting him, which is a good setup. It's a good setup for this movie. Bruce Willis is a good guy, James McAvoy the bad guy, and where you bring up, and you bring in Samuel Jackson. But I'm gonna tell you like this: the best part of this movie was at the beginning. The best part. And I don't want to spoil everything by telling the whole structure, but they meet early on. Bruce Willis' character and James McAvoy character, they meet early on, and they have a showdown. And from there on, the second act, they all in custody now. Now Samuel Jackson character's been in custody since the first movie, and according to them, he's in a catatonic state. He's heavily sedated, and he doesn't respond to anything. So he's basically a vegetable right now. And I'm like, okay, I like to see them go somewhere else with this. So the whole thing is the second act, that's where the movie really kind of drags, because now they're in this hospital. And by the way, cheap hospital. I could tell this movie had a very low budget, but I'm okay with that if you still can keep me interested by doing some things with it. And the thing is, they end up in this hospital, and all they do is pretty much, I don't know, for like the whole second act is them just kind of talking. And I don't mind if it's interesting, but the whole second act, the character, Sarah Paulson character, the doctor that says she wants to treat them for thinking they superheroes, it's kind of a slap in the face to fans, the way they do they have her explain everything in the movie that's going on. So she basically explains the structure of a comic book movie before it happens. Like it's almost like I don't know, it's almost like she narrating this movie, but she like talking to other people. So she giving exposition, and and it's like really, dude. It's like I don't need this. It kind of makes you roll your eyes when they do this, because like I said, the beginning is kind of exciting because of the whole beginning is David Dunn, Bruce Willis' character gets a showdown with James McAvoy character Kevin Crumb, and that's all exciting. And then once they get in custody, they go to the hospital. The movie go to a screeching halt, and all you got to do, and all we got is your boy Samuel Jackson is in a catatonic state. So the whole time they got him twitching and stuff. And this is the first 40, 45, 50 minutes. You don't even see Samuel Jackson say nothing. So, okay, so now they thinking like, oh man, is he faking? We don't know. Is he faking this? We don't know. So, and it's okay to do that, but it's like, okay, you got one of your best actors and you don't have him do anything. And then you have James McAvoy doing the one-man show where it seems like it was kind of cool at first, but then it got to the point where it just got a little out of hand. It just got to be a little too much with all the characters, man. It's almost like you switching channels. 1 minute I'm a lady, 1 minute I'm a man, 1 minute I'm a kid, 1 minute I'm an old man, 1 minute I'm an Englishman, 1 minute I'm a cowboy. It's like, all right, man, come on, man. I mean, I know actors like to show off, all they many characters and all their acting ability, but it got a lot of hand. It got to the point where he was just hamming it up, and it wasn't even cool anymore. You have to pull back on that kind of stuff a little bit, where you can make it cool, but don't overuse it. And they kind of just overused it. So that was like kind of like Act 2, and in Act 3 you kind of bring up it's supposed to be this big showdown. So you got Samuel Jackson finally showed he's finally moving and talking, and he's like, setting up this big showdown. And of course they got to tell you everything they do in a comic book movie structure before they do it, as they doing it. That's like so insulting. But so Samuel Jackson setting up for this big showdown, between all the main characters and all that stuff, and I'm looking like, okay, maybe we're gonna see some fun going on, and and I don't want to ruin nothing, but it didn't happen like you thought it was gonna happen, because they kind of set you up for something and they didn't go there. And I could tell it was a lot because of budget constraints, because this movie didn't have no locations. They only had like 3 locations, and it's okay, and I was fine with that. Not having that big budget. It's just that I was looking forward to more there, because they set up. It's a good idea, because the options of this universe is limitless, because you saying superheroes do exist. They out there. You can just write a new character that can discover his powers. You got options when you create this universe. You created a whole nother, a lot more options to do a lot of more things. But with your main characters you got here, you kind of really underused them, and it kind of just like took the movie down big time. So when that third act come, it was kind of disappointing. Then M Night Shyamalan gonna have his twist. And then, and talk about some of the actors in there. So all the characters had like a support group kind of. They all had people that, they was in their life. So Bruce Willis had his son, Glass, Samuel Jackson, his mom was his support group, and James McAvoy character was the girl he kidnapped on the first movie. She got like Stockholm syndrome or something, and now she's in love with him. Explain that to me. I mean, I guess she just feel like, the Kevin the Kevin character I love, but the rest of them I'm scared of. Okay, whatever. Then they just wanted to bring her back for some reason. She had no reason to be in love with him. She did not know him long enough, or like even to have Stockholm syndrome. To I say if a person has Stockholm syndrome, it's like because they feel sorry for they captor and they ended up getting some kind of bond with them. No, it didn't happen like that though. It's just like he kidnapped these girls and they was terrified and they got away. And that's the end of it. Well, one of them got away. So anyway, the third act was just we'll just say it was a meeting of all the characters. They met up for a climax, and it was some things there that was kind of cool. It was some good shots though. I'm gonna say this: M. Night Shyamalan can make some real good shots, but his twist and all his storytelling sometimes really can get on your nerve, get on my nerve anyway. But it was some amazing shots. They had this one shot, and when one guy was being pushed, head was getting pushed in a puddle of water, and hold on, his head was getting pushed in a puddle of water, and then they kind of had the shot from the puddle of outside the water. It was a good shot. It was a good shot. Things like that is it's just amazing to see some new kind of experimental shots and stuff like that. But ultimately, this movie turned out to be not great because of it didn't live up to none of its potential, and it might have a lot to do with budget. Because of their budget constraints, they couldn't really go ham on making no big set pieces or whatever. But I didn't even need to see no big set pieces. I just needed the story to be more interesting. They had a twist at the end. M. Night Shyamalan, he's going to do a twist. They had a twist at the end, and it was not worth the wait because I was waiting for some big twist that was going to turn this around, and it was not worth the wait. It was not good. It was horrible. It was something, and I don't want to tell you what it was, but it was something that you saw. It was something that you kind of figured, but you wasn't sure. So once they did it, you'll be like, okay, cool. But they even messed that up. So you were like, okay, well, I'm done then. I can't do nothing with you then. So for that, I'm gonna give this movie all right. I'm not gonna give it a whack, because I enjoyed enough of the movie not to give it below all right. Which anybody know my rating system, my best movie is an epic and my worst movie is hot garbage. And somewhere in the middle, you got a whack, all right, and a dope. I'm gonna give it all right. Just all right. I enjoyed some of it. It took a long time to get to the point, but the idea, the premise, the people who's trying to act, and speaking on the acting, Bruce Willis needs to stop sleepwalking through these movies or whatever, but he just need to, he need to try harder, because that dude was just asleep during this whole movie. But yeah, I'm gonna get this movie all right, because like I said, I enjoyed some things about it. I didn't like them trying to teach me about a comic book structure during the movie. We're having the characters spell it out to us. That took points away. So I'm gonna just give this movie all right. And if it was to do a sequel, I would like to see it. But I need to see M. Night Shyamalan. I need to bring in other writers and some other people to try to like clean it up a little bit, because it turned out to be kind of silly. So all right, I'm gonna wrap it up. Going on too long. So thanks for checking out the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And that is my review on Glass. All right, everybody. Peace.